three things. So the first one is that there's typically confusion around what's a benefit corporation and what is a certified B Corp. And a benefit corporation is the legal structure that you get from your state. And it's similar to a normal corporation, the big difference being that with a benefit corporation, you have what's called a double bottom line. And that means that the only goal is not shareholder profit, it's both impact and shareholder profit, which has a really important impact because that means that shareholders cannot file what's called a shareholder derivative suit to sue the people running the business for not maximizing their profit. And that is, again, the legal structure. So the B Corp certification is an additional step that you would take. However, it is LLCs and normal corporations are still eligible for that certification. So I think that's one, just general misunderstanding of the structures. And then two, I think that it's really the time commitment to take the assessment and actually pass the assessment. So right now, there's new standards coming out that'll be different, but right now you have to get 80 points or more on the assessment to become a certified B Corp. And it's a relatively rigorous process. One of the things I'm doing is I have a B Corp consulting, certification consulting company, and we're taking 3 different BIPOC owned businesses through the certification right now. And there's all of getting everything ready and answering the questions, then there's submitting everything, then there's producing everything else they ask for, and then there's paying the fee. And so it's a bit of a process. And I think that that can be really daunting for some businesses, especially product businesses, because you have facilities and waste and different things that come up that can hurt your score. And then I think that the last one would really just be that there's a lot of changes that have happened to that movement since it started. And for good reason. You know, when this movement started 10 plus years ago, the landscape was different for this type of thing and for doing business better. And so they've had to kind of catch up and try to stay ahead of the game. And I think that there's been a couple missteps along the way, and that's standard of any global movement, I think. But I think that those 3 things really hurt the ability for it to grow. And if there was another one, it's just awareness. And I think all of those factor into that.